Hello and welcome to my new video. Today I want to connect a washing machine with you again, put it into operation and take a closer look at it. I already made some washing machine videos many years ago. Why do I want a new washing machine now? That's easy to explain. I want to save on one appliance because until now we had a washing machine and a dryer, but that was too inconvenient, so we rarely used the dryer since it used too much electricity. Secondly, of course, we always had two appliances standing here in the room. That's why I got myself a machine here that does both in one. That means we have a washing machine here, including a dryer, all in one device, and for a very affordable price. This is a washing machine from Maidia. You can see the model name here, or I can show you. This machine is from the manufacturer Maidia. Who is Maidia? Maidia is a leading company. It has been in business since 1968, specializing in home technology, household appliances, and of course, cooling and heating. Here we can already see the first advantage of this machine, because many of you buy this machine. Then the question arises, can I install it myself? Here I definitely have to say yes, it's absolutely no problem. Here we see the box. We'll just cut it open by cutting the transport straps here, and here's the trick. With other large appliances, you usually have to lift them out of the box when unpacking. That's not needed here. We've cut the straps. We don't even need to open the box at the top. Instead, we just lift the box itself up. As you can see, the washing machine is immediately revealed. That means you just have to lift off the box. And now we see the machine here in front of us from the back. Before we start up the machine, it's still secured. That means it was transported like this. Inside, the drum is freely suspended and secured. That's our first task. We have to remove the drum locks. These are these 4 screws here. They're also marked with a little yellow tag. You just unscrew them. A regular 13mm open-end wrench is enough to unscrew this fastener. Yes, it's a 13mm open-end wrench, so it's a European metric system, which most people likely have in their toolbox. I'm using a ratchet here since it's a bit faster. Once you've unscrewed the fuses, take out this rubber part as well, and please keep these parts. If you ever move again or want to sell the washing machine after a few years or something similar, or want to transport it, you can use these to secure your washing machine again so you can transport it. After removing the transport locks, you'll find accessories like protective caps at the front of the drum. Of course, you can put these on here again. Since we're currently at the back of the machine, let's quickly take another look at the connections. We have a power connection here. This is a washing machine with a dryer function. Of course, I would recommend connecting such large appliances only to a main power outlet. That socket connects directly to your sub-distribution board with no other devices on its circuit. This way, the washing machine can draw enough power without possibly tripping any circuit breakers or overheating any wires. But that's just a side note. As a rule, when you install a washing machine somewhere, you should already have this socket. If not, just ask your electrician whether a socket is suitable for connecting the washing machine. Next, we'll take a look at the front of the machine before we actually start it up. Do you still see various transport safety tapes and stickers here everywhere? We also remove these before starting the machine. After removing the safety stickers from the washing machine, we open it and find more accessories inside. Down here are the sealing strips for the bottom. According to the user manual, we can attach them here. Here again is our Aquastop hose. This was included with this machine. And here, of course, is some more of the tools you'll need, for example, to adjust the feet at the bottom. I did it here with my own tools, but there are also tools included with this machine. I'll just open it up now. So you can set up the machine without having to buy extra tools. By the way, we can also use this to remove the drum lock. Next, we'll move on to setting up the machine. Here are a few important tips for that. It's important to level the machine using a spirit level if needed, but you can also use the spirit level app on your smartphone to align the washing machine so that it's level. But here's an important note. Depending on what kind of surface your machine's feet are standing on, it can happen that the washing machine moves during operation. This is especially the case with very smooth tiles. There are special rubber mats you can place the washing machine on. This way, it won't jump away. You can also use rough adhesive pads like sandpaper that stick to the floor. You stick these to the floor so that the feet of the machine have a very stable base and can't slip away. This prevents the washing machine from moving. Sometimes you have the washing machine, or like me, stand here on a frame like this. This may also offer securing options for the washing machine. However, the washing machine shouldn't touch any other objects around it because it will move during operation and could hit the items next to it. That means wall units, other machines, or similar things, and it could also damage them. Always keep that in mind. Now let's quickly look at the feet again. Here, you can see a support foot under the machine, and you can see there's a wrench slot up here, a 17mm wrench. With this, you can basically loosen this lock nut. You can see it like this, and then you can screw this foot out or in. Once you've adjusted the foot to the appropriate height, you can screw this lock nut back onto the machine. The washing machine is properly leveled and can be used like this. Important note, I still have packaging material underneath and the washing machine is open at the bottom. That's important to me personally, especially when it comes to repairability, because that way I can easily access the components down here, like the motor or the suspension, for example. That way I might also be able to do repairs and maintenance here without having to take the whole machine apart. I've already presented several models here on my channel. With those, it was extremely difficult to take the machines apart at all. These sealing strips are glued onto the underside of the washing machine here. You simply take these. You take this sticker or this protective layer at the back here, remove the film and stick it all the way around the bottom of the washing machine. This way, it seals against the floor and prevents anything from crawling into the washing machine or anything getting inside that doesn't belong there. Is the washing machine properly placed with the feet adjusted and everything leveled? So just put the spirit level on top of the washing machine, both there and in front. Everything should be level here accordingly. Is this washing machine actually ready to go? That means we connect it to the power supply, the water supply in the drain. And before starting it up, we take another look at the lint filter down here. Just open this cover. You do that simply by pressing here. It comes off and underneath here is a screw cap. Make sure that it is properly closed. Here's also a drain hose. There should be a cap on top of it as well. It should also be properly in place. If that's the case, we're basically ready to go. Let's move on to connecting our water hose, in this case an aqua stop hose. As I said, I've also made a separate video about this. Click the eye above to find it. You'll see a small blue object. Please leave it inside. That's a filter. It belongs in there and must not be removed. Now let's take our aqua stop hose. You'll also find this in the drum if you bought the machine with the stop hose or if it's included in the package. Please take another look at the connections here to make sure all the seals are in place because you need them, otherwise the hose won't seal properly. Just attach them here now. Position it, make sure it's straight and screw it on. If you notice that you've started the thread at an angle, please make sure to start it again, otherwise you'll damage the polyvinyl chloride threads. We'll just tighten this by hand now. That means once you've tightened it firmly by hand, that's completely sufficient and it's sealed. The aqua stop hose, the water inlet hose, is then simply connected to your water supply, to your faucet. Please screw this on here as well. Also make sure that the gasket is in place and very importantly, only tighten it by hand again. Once we've tightened it, we carefully open the faucet and let some water flow in. You can hear that by a typical inflow sound. Let some water in and check all connections to ensure there are no leaks. If that's the case, we can fully open the faucet and we're ready to go. If you don't use the washing machine for a longer period, please turn off the faucet so you have some extra safety. But remember to turn the faucet back on for every wash. Last but not least, let's talk about our drain hose. This should preferably be hung into a sink. Be sure to secure it so it won't fall out and cause water damage. Of course, the best option is to connect it at the bottom, basically to the siphon. There you have a connection point. You can plug it in and secure it here with a clamp. That way it's attached in the best way. In my basement, it's a bit different. I have a fitting here where I can insert this one and also secure it here. And that way my wastewater can flow directly into the sewer. To be able to use the washing machine properly, I recommend that you calibrate the washing machine. That means the weight of the drum will be determined. Because the machine has automatic load detection, it must function correctly. How do we ensure that? We plug the power cord into the socket, make sure that the water is turned on, turn on the washing machine and press turbo refresh within 10 seconds. Now this symbol with the 19 appears here. That means we're ready for calibration. We press the play button and the washing machine starts calibrating. Various numbers are now displayed here on the screen. The calibration is running. The drum is rotated several times. When this process is finished, a fixed number will remain on the display. The drum stops and the calibration is complete. For me, the number 125 appears here now. It's symbolic and may be different for you. But the drum has stopped turning, the number is set, and it's now calibrated. We can continue using the machine. Just turn the machine off and restart it. The machine is ready for operation. With the washing machine now running, we can use it. It also comes with a 10-year warranty. This is an 8-kilo washing machine holding 8 kilos for washing or 6 for drying. The machine automatically detects loads. We can recalibrate it soon. Something else that might be interesting for you, we also have the smart home app from Midea here. That means we can also connect the washing machine to our Wi-Fi and control and register it through the app. Now we'll just turn on the machine here using the power button. If you want, you can simply scan the QR code here with your smartphone. Download the smart home app. I'll just show it to you over here. I've already registered myself here. Now, theoretically, we could also connect this washing machine to our Wi-Fi. If you want to do that, you can. It also works without it. How? There's a dial here. Turning it shows different programs. Here we have a Wi-Fi symbol shown. This time, just press it a bit longer. Wait until AP shows up on the dial. This means the app or washing machine is ready to connect. Click here on Add Device and search for the device. If you can't find it this way, you can of course also select the washing machine directly in the app and connect it directly. I'll just do that now. I'll select the washing machine directly here. We have the model MF200D86WB14EAS here. That would be this one. We load this and connect directly to the device. Important, your smartphone or app must have permission to establish this connection. It has to search for Wi-Fi devices in the area and also for Bluetooth devices accordingly. If you haven't granted this permission, you won't be able to connect the device. We're now here in the selection, choose our Wi-Fi, enter our password and click Next. The device is immediately recognized here and we can connect to it. Of course, we can now make the usual settings here, like giving the washing machine a name and selecting a room. This lets you assign the washing machine if you have multiple smart home devices. As you can see, we can now control all the settings and washing programs in the app, which is definitely a big convenience advantage for us. If you want to use this function, you can also create your own programs here or select them accordingly. Since I can see it here in the app right now, here's another important note. Of course, this machine also has a drum cleaning function. This will sometimes be shown to you here on the display or in the app. When it's necessary, the machine can clean itself this way. Let's get to the actual usage. You can see here the various programs available to us. I won't read them all out now. As I said, we can wash and we can dry with this machine. There's also a quick wash, which I particularly like. You just put it in, wash it and wear it. The manufacturer says this takes only an hour. We can also try it. It might be useful if you quickly need a shirt, for example, to go to a conference, and if you don't have time to do the laundry. I'm just going to put in some towels now, wash them and then dry them, and we'll take a look at the result. You also need detergent to wash, just like any other washing machine. We only use compartment 1 if we're doing a pre-wash. Put pre-wash detergent here, main wash detergent in compartment 2, and fabric softener in this section. You can load it accordingly, however you need. Now we'll close the compartment up here and take a quick look at the control panel. It's important to mention that everything you need to know is actually written here. Just choose your program. This symbol here, which I'll call the sun symbol, means drying. That means these programs also include a drying cycle or are a drying program. Here you can then choose combination programs or individual programs, whichever you prefer. Over here you can see more program buttons. What's especially important for me is that I have an add item button here. I often suddenly remember, oh, this sock still needs to go in. Press this button here for 3 seconds, then you can add something again. You can set a city time pre-selection, you can refresh laundry, and so on and so forth. But all in all, it's actually pretty self-explanatory. Then, for all the smart home enthusiasts like me, you probably already have the app installed. I showed it to you earlier. Of course, we can control all of this through the app as well. There's also a laundry assistant here. I really recommend you check it out. Just click here. Here, if you're not very familiar with washing machines or the wash programs, you can simply select the clothes you want to wash here. For example, I've loaded towels. Now suppose we don't know which settings to use. Then you simply select towels here, go up, click on Next, and set the level of soiling for the towels. They weren't very dirty, so I'll just select light. And the color, we have colored towels here. Click on Next. Here, a program is suggested to us accordingly, showing how we can wash our towels. That would also interest someone not familiar with the washing machine. Here, you can basically create your own programs with the assistant. One more little note. To prevent outside manipulation, this machine must first be switched to remote control mode before you can use this feature. That means we'll just switch to remote control mode here. To activate the remote control function, we briefly turn this dial here and click this remote control button. I'll show you up close. It's also the same button as the spin button here. That means just press it and hold it for 3 seconds. Now the remote control button is on. Important, laundry must be in the washing machine first. And now we can use the program we just created right away. You see the machine starts using the remote control function. And now we also have the full overview in the app. That means we can see how the program has progressed and what's currently running here. So the laundry is now washed. That means we've run our wash cycle. We only had one wash program. You can see the laundry is there, somewhat dry from the spin cycle, but still wet. Now just run the drying cycle again by closing the washing machine. We can either select the drying program in the app, or of course we can do it right here on the dryer itself. Here too we have various programs again. For example, we can select dry here and then choose the program accordingly. I'll just select automatic dry here and see what happens. The time shown here is, of course, just symbolic. With automatic drying, a sensor detects how dry the laundry is and finishes the cycle accordingly when it's dry. Let's just start it. And let's see how dry the laundry comes out. The drying process is finished, so let's take a quick look in here. 2020. And yes, that's pretty dry. That's very dry. The energy consumption for this drying process was about 1.5 to 1.6 kilowatt hours. So after the washing machine has shown what it can do, let's take another look inside the washing machine. I showed you before the washing machine is open at the bottom. That means we can actually access the most important components at the bottom without any problems. Let's just take a look inside here. We can see the drum here. It's encased in this plastic housing. Inside here, you'll also find your wash water and accordingly your wastewater. This is drained through this hose here and can then basically enter the pump motor here into the wastewater. Up here at the front, you also have an opening to open and clean it. We can take another look at that as well. And here are all the important connections. We can see the motor lying directly in front of us on the underside. That means even if we've had this motor in operation for many years, we can access it very easily to maintain it. That's easily possible here. The most important electronic components are located here on this side. We can also access those immediately without any problems. Another important point for me, of course, is this, and that's the damping of the machine. With many washing machines, there's really a cheap problem here. Then you simply have two U-shaped rails that basically fit into each other and dampen the machine in this way. Then these U-shaped rails rub against each other. And that's, let's put it this way, nothing permanent. Here, let's take a look at this machine or how it's solved on this machine. And here, for example, you can see one of these dampers. Here we have a really proper damper round material. Back here is the mount where the damper is, where it goes in. Let's look at the upper model. You may see it better there. This is now directly connected to the machine with quick connectors. The same applies here. That means even if you have to change them sometime, it's no problem at all. Another very important point for maintenance is the drive belt. You should always have completely unobstructed access here, so you can put a fallen belt back on or replace the belt if necessary. Back here we have the maintenance hatch for this belt. It's secured here with 4 Phillips screws. Just unscrew it here. You can see I didn't even fully unscrew the lower screw. I just left it in place here. Now you can remove the cover and you'll see the belt drive in front of you. You can see the motor here, you can see the belt here, and you can easily replace this belt here as well. Another special feature of this washing machine, which I miss in many other washing machines, is the heating element. This may also need to be serviced at some point. And you can also see it here on the back side. That means without having to take the machine apart, we can access the heating element directly here, replace it, change it, or repair it as needed. I'll explain how to do that in another video. You can also find those above under the eye. However, accessing the heating element on this machine is much easier than on others. You can also see the motor here after viewing it from underneath earlier. If we ever need to remove or take out the motor for whatever reason, here are the two mounts for the motor. We just need to open the back, remove these screws, disconnect the power supply, and take the motor out downward. That's easy since the machine isn't closed at the bottom. Also interesting for some people, all the important data is also listed back here on this hatch, including a wiring diagram here for the electronic components. And so we actually already have everything we need for a repair right here in front of us. Then let's take another look at the top of the machine. Usually the machine always has a lid up here. I'll just call it a kind of storage surface. Underneath that is the main electronics. You should also be able to access this very quickly in case of a repair. We see two large screws here. Let's just take them out. And now this lid can be removed very easily. Just grab it here, pull it back, and lift it up. Let's look again at this spot where we can see all the important electronic components. Here's another weight that adds heft to the washing machine, preventing it from bouncing. Here we see our valve control for the water inlet. That means this is where the washing machine basically, I'll put it simply, turns the water on and off so that water can flow into the machine. It can enter up here into the detergent compartment and then, depending on the program, be introduced into the drum. We can see all key components here at a glance, and we can easily remove them upwards and therefore repair them ourselves without any problems, or of course have them repaired in case of service. Of course, that saves a lot on repair costs and ensures that the machine is easy to repair. Some German manufacturers could really take a page from this. You've seen it on my channel. I've repaired several machines, including German ones. Those were by far not as easy to repair, and it was also much harder to access the individual components. Finally, we reach the most important maintenance point for you, my viewers. That would be the lint filter down here. We just click on it. A flap opens here. Here we have a hose. When the washing machine is turned off and has finished the program and we want to open the lint filter, we take this hose. We lead it out of the washing machine over here, place a container underneath, and can drain the water from the washing machine here. Once we've done this, the dirty water pump down here has emptied and we can open it down here. Just turn this big handle here, as I would say, until we've opened it. Remove the so-called lint filter by pulling it out to the front. Here you'll often find small items that were in the laundry, like coins, bra underwires, or anything else that might end up in there. You need to remove this regularly. There will also be lint in here. Please do this step very often. That means regularly every few washes. Take a look inside to make sure everything is clean. And back here, let's take another look inside with the camera. Do you see a small impeller? This impeller is basically your wastewater pump. This should definitely be free as well because small parts often get stuck in here. Then the washing machine shows an error and the pump stops working. One of the most common problems with washing machines is the lint filter not being cleaned, which causes the dirty water pump to fail. So you can see how it's done. This maintenance can also be carried out here without any problems, and that means you would have completed this maintenance as well. Close the lid and the machine is ready for use again. So that brings me to the end of the video, as you have seen. Setting it up is really easy. The washing tests also worked excellently and the drying worked well too. So that means I now have a machine that can do both, and it does so with reasonable energy consumption. If you're interested in this washing machine, just check out the video description below. There, I'll link the device used here and any discount codes if I receive any. But as I said, Prime Day is just around the corner and you'll be able to get the machine at an especially good price then. If you enjoyed or found my video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more? No problem, just subscribe to my channel because subscribing on YouTube is of course free. I'll say goodbye, see you next time. Your Mark on YouTube.